Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
All right, welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim, and our guest today is Ashish. So Ashish, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us where you live and what you do for a living.
My name is Ashish, as Dan has already mentioned. Right now, I'm living in Toronto. So I am into the restaurant industry from last 8 years. Back in India, I have got several restaurants. So I came to Canada just for the expansion of the business here. So the first restaurant is going to be operational within 10 or 15 days. So yeah, this is going to be the first one. So hope for many more.
Awesome. So what made you want to expand in Canada? I guess you mentioned that you're already very successful in India. So why Canada?
So Canada was the option just because it's multicultural, and during COVID times, I had nothing else to do because all the restaurants and everything was closed, right? So I was just looking at the international markets and where can I find the audience that suits my kind of business. So Canada was the first option. I was like, okay, let's try. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, here I am.
Awesome. So can you just talk more about your restaurant? Like what kind of food do you serve? And I guess like what
Yeah.
what separates you from your competition?
So yeah, I'll tell you. So back in 2015, the first restaurant was started. So the concept was, so we serve multi cuisines. So there are pastas, there are sandwiches, there are milkshakes, there are pizzas, garlic bread, and yeah, Chinese as well. So, but there's a catch in it. It has Indian taste attached to it. So hint of Indian taste you get into it. So when I came here, I was like, okay, and I didn't see much of the cafes here that are casual dining and serves alcohol and these kind of stuff. And I didn't see many restaurants selling with an Indian twist, the multi cuisine stuff, Indian cuisine, Indian touch. So this was the reason I choose Brampton first. So Brampton will be the first place that we are opening. Yeah, we have also planned of opening the second one in Mississauga as it's a multicultural place as well. So yeah.
Awesome. So what would you say is like the biggest challenge you face currently in the business?
Oh, right.
Mhm,
Lot of challenges.
mhm.
You know what? Coming to Canada was a good decision. That's what I think because of less competition as compared to India for sure. The sec the biggest problem right now is with the permits. It's completely different from back home because in India you can open any restaurant in 2 to 3 months and you require permits, but that doesn't mean it takes them 9 months to open a restaurant because here there is so much delay. There is so much delay each and every permit, and the problem with the inspectors as well. You get 60 or 70 days to get the permit approved, just to get it approved. And after that, there are several steps. I mean, there are inspection for each and everything. That's good. That's good. But if somebody, for example, the first problem that I faced was, for example, if there is an inspection of electrical, right? The inspector comes, does the pre-inspection, and finds a fault in it. Cool, works. Then we rectify that mistake. Then second time, the same inspector doesn't shows up. A different inspector shows up. He comes and tells that these are the things that are not right. I was like, previous inspector said something different. He was like, I don't care about the previous inspector. It's just that this is how it goes. And it's just the electrical thing. It's with plumbing, building, and HVAC, fire, and there are many things. I mean, this is the problem. I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand that. So, but it's cool. It's part of the process that I understand, but it's if it's the part of the process, it's all right. But I think there are some things that can be rectified by the government.
For sure.
The permits are the main issue right now.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
indeed. So, how do you measure the success for your business? Because you're not sure what is your exact audience. Because you are giving Chinese, you are giving pasta, but all of these things do have an Indian touch as well.
Right,
So,
right. So the target audience would be people going to school from 18. So the target age would be 18 years to 40 years, right?
mm,
People love pastas, people love sandwiches, people have milkshakes, people have pizzas, but they haven't. I don't think they have tried with the Indian touch in it. People do like Indian food, the traditional Indian food. They like the taste of it, right? The masalas and stuff. What about
Yeah.
those masalas being combined in different multi cuisine thing? So yeah, this was the idea, and yeah.
And how did you measure the success for your business?
Measuring the success would be one, I don't understand the word success. It's just because it has different people have different definitions to it. I think it's just keep on working hard all the time, keep working hard, keep working smart. And success is measured by what I would say by the other people. You cannot measure your success. I don't think I can measure my success. It's just that I want to work. I want to expand my business. This is what I think. The success is measured by the people who are looking at you, whether this guy is successful or not. I don't think I will ever be successful in my life if I become anything. I don't think I'll be ever successful because I'm just working. I'm just working on my own. I'm just doing what I like. I'm just working on a thing where people like my business, what people want, right? This is what I think. I don't know how you measure success. So yeah, you cannot measure your
Yeah.
success. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's again. In fact, everybody may have different measures
Of
for
course.
the success. Sure.
Yeah. But
So-
for me, it's just that the audience, the people who are looking at you, what kind of struggle you have been through, what kind of how you started, where are you now? This is measured by the other people, like right? I just keep on going. For me, it's like never stopping. You don't stop. If you stop, your downfall will start, right? So yeah.
Yeah, maybe the retainership of your clients.
Yeah. But in the market, retainership of the clients as well. But there are new customers also coming up. For example, there was a so what happened back in India? So we opened in 2015. So there were some people. So there were students, college going students. So for example, their graduation was for 3 years, 2015 to 2018. Now they are here. But after some point of time, they'll be in some other city doing something else. Yes, when they come to your restaurant, whenever they arrive, for example, in any city, you are there where I have the presence, where
Mhm.
hashtag foods has the presence. Yeah, you can measure that with the success, but the market is too big. There are always new customers in the
Yeah.
market. You cannot
Yeah,
be dependent. Of course, you have to retain the customers, but the market is very big.
Yeah, completely makes sense. Completely makes sense. So, what are the challenges you're facing at this point?
The permits were the challenges. So where I come from, it's just that we work 7 days a week, 7 days a week,
Uh-huh.
24 hours, right?
Yeah.
Right. I'm not saying that people are look. There are certain. It's cool. Obviously, people need to have work-life balance. Is that for
Yeah.
me the problem is people are not ready to solve the problem. They just create a big problem out of a certain problem and try to extend that problem. What happened is, for example, the construction is going on. If there is some kind of problem, so back at home, what we do is we try to solve whatever the problem is. Try to solve as early as possible. But here it's the delay in everything.
Mhm.
That's what currently the problem is. Yeah, for example, if I have to get the furniture set up, right? It
Mhm.
takes 2 to 3 days to get the chairs and the tables and everything in place back home. But here it would be it takes 7 to 10 days to manufacture it. It's just that for me, I'm used to working too much as compared to here. A little lethargic is what I see. People are a little lethargic from where you have to get your work done. Yeah, this is the kind of the problem that I'm facing, but it's all right. I'll get used to it. I know. So yeah.
Makes sense. So, what is your go-to-market strategy as you're about to open this restaurant?
Social media, of course, it's a big thing, right? So back in 2015 when we started, so Facebook was growing. Back in 2015, so the name of the brand is hashtag foods. So the hashtag were trending at that time. So we got the word hashtag from Facebook and we combined it with the foods, right? You can get whatever you want. It's hashtag. So back in 2015, what happened was we used to post the images because if you Google the food images of hashtag foods, you'll see it has got good presentation. The presentation is the thing that we market first. Then customers can come and try the product or try the food item. So during that time, during Facebook era, we used to promote there were no reels, Instagram reels or TikToks at that time, right? So we used to create the images and promote those images. Most of the people didn't knew about the promote thing back in the back days. Right now, everyone is doing that. Reels are the major source of income for many people and for the many restaurants or many businesses to grow. And I got the idea about the social media back in 2015. So yeah, whatever we grew, yes, there was a lot of competition back then. It still is, of course, but the social media has placed an important role for the brand to grow. for us to grow, for the
Mm.
brand to grow. Facebook was at that time, I think so. Right now, Instagram and TikTok are working well as well.
Right. But I'm saying now, as you're about to open this restaurant, are you going to run Google ads, Facebook ads, like you mentioned, social media? Well, I'm assuming it's probably going to be like a level of ad spend that you're going to have to do just to inform people that you even exist in the first place.
When we sell the franchise in India, the brand is quite famous back home. So when we open the restaurant, so if somebody asks me, when we open the restaurant, okay, hashtag foods is there, but who knows if if the hashtag foods is there in the particular, for example, Delhi, we open the restaurant in Delhi, right? Hashtag foods is there, but how will people come to know whether the restaurant is there or not? We are famous for our pastas, right? But how come we will communicate this to our audience? This is where social media plays an important role. This is where marketing, this is where advertising plays an important role. So right now we'll be opening, right? Some of the people would see the name, would those people who would be passing, who are prevailing from Delhi, right? They would know this brand. Some of them would know this brand. They would come and try for sure. But what about the other audience who don't know about the brand, or who wants to know about the brand? Where will they come to know? They'll come to know through social media, of course.
That's
This
awesome.
is what is trending, right?
Right, yeah, for sure. So in terms of priorities, right? So what would you say is your top priority for next year as you're launching this business in Canada?
It will be to expand in on paid your region first, and not go all over the places within first 1 or 2 years. Yeah, for after 3 to 4 years, the target would be, of course, would be the US would be the next target for sure. There's a lot of Indians there as well. But the plan was when I started, wasn't when I started, it was just before. I mean, back when I was doing my master's, it was just that I have to go whatever business I start, or whatever things that I have to start should go international for sure. But from 2015 to 2020, I didn't have time. There was no time to think about it. Then COVID hit. I had time for myself. I had to think about the business, that how can we expand. So that's when the Canada came into my mind. So we won't do rush for sure. We'll take it slow for next 2 to 3 years. 3 years won't be slow, would be aggressive, but we won't be all over the place for sure. After 3 years, the US should be the target market for sure.
Right, but I'm saying, so you're saying that it's more strategic expansion, but are you like saying, okay, like this restaurant needs to hit this revenue number and then we can open up one more and then this, so it's more of like, is that kind of what you're looking at?
Yeah. If we get the success at the first restaurant, of course we will. We have the strategy, we have everything in our mind. We'll expand them.
Makes sense.
I know I've seen the market. I've seen the market. It's been 8 years since I've been into the business. I don't know if this would be the correct word. I can sense the market. I have got a little sense. So we can expand. I mean, we will be doing that. Yeah. After hitting the certain revenue for sure. Yeah.
What do you think is like the biggest obstacle that's in the way between you expanding into the US in a few years versus not?
It would be, look, marketing is the sorted part. I won't say it's the sorted part. Of course, after a few years, something else is going to come apart from Instagram or TikTok, because the world keeps on changing rapidly, right? So the marketing would be the concern. The concern would be so it was when we first started here in Canada. So hunting for the place was the biggest challenge, because we didn't know how the market looks like, right? Hunting for the place, which is the city that we should target first. So yeah, the target place, doing some research regarding what kind of audience we are targeting in, right? So there are certain places like where we have Indian community. For example, there's a place called Scarborough, right? But the target audience, the people aged between 18 to 40, are less in numbers as compared to Brampton. So we have to do certain research that where can we find the target audience. That's going to take time for sure, because once you know where you want to set up the place, you're good to go. You'll have to hunt for the places, but that's all right. But first, you need to set the target in the mind, right? Where you want to go and open it.
Great. So, what is the biggest piece of advice that you would like to give today, especially to the ones who are going to follow your footprints? So,
yeah, the advice would be have patience, keep working hard, have patience, because people don't have patience. Even I didn't have patience, but the time will teach you to have patience, right? Don't get frustrated easily, because when I came here, you know what I was thinking? I was so naive here that I'll open the restaurant in 2 months and expand within 2 or 2.5 years, then we'll move to US. It took me 9 months, and it's a normal procedure, right? What these 9 months have taught me, to have patience. Keep working. Just don't, you must have had a word with many entrepreneurs, right? I mean, it's just that you have to keep working hard. You get demotivated sometimes, but you have to motivate yourself. You motivate yourself. It's just have patience and keep working hard, smart. And whatever time comes, if it's not good, just keep working. Just do not stop and have patience.
Makes sense. So if we're going to have this conversation again in 1 year from now, where do you see things going for the business?
I see opening around, so the target would be to, within a year, opening of 5 restaurants. Of course, different places, not one by one, not one after one, 5 to 6 in Ontario region
Awesome. And we're rooting for
simultaneously.
you. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah,
So,
thank you. Yeah.
if somebody watching this wanted to reach out, do you mind sharing your company website or social
Of
media,
course.
just best way to get in
Yeah,
contact with you?
yeah, of course. So the Instagram is hashtag foods. You spell the word hashtag HASHTAGFOODS official OFFICIAL, and it's for the Instagram, and the website would be hashtag foods, same as the restaurant's name .in.
Awesome. Well, Ashish, thank you so much for your time today. And yeah, as I
You're
said earlier,
welcome.
we're rooting for you. So looking forward to
You're
chatting again
welcome.
in 1 year.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
All
you,
right.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks.
Ashish.
Bye,
All right.
bye,
Bye.
bye, bye.